Red pill. The red pill's where it's at.
Red pill.
That red pill. The red pill's where it's at.
But he made his name off of the red pill.
Welcome to Guerilla War Zone Battle League, bringing you the best battle rappers from all over the world. Guerilla War Zone Battle League, giving you the best in battle rap entertainment. If you're looking to join the most professional, hardworking battle rap league, Guerilla War Zone is your destination for learning and growing. If you do music, art, compose, direct produce music, let your sound and voice be heard in a positive, uplifting environment. If you're new to battle rap, don't be intimidated. Guerilla War Zone offers workshops and programs to get better with many of the top battle rappers in the league. We are here to help you grow. So if you're interested in music or battle rap, please contact Dev Robinson, Guerilla War Zone's CEO, on Facebook and join the team. Welcome to Trading Bars, Rap Battle League, your best choice for online battle rapping if you have what it takes. The drive, the passion, the commitment. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to the group and join the community. Contact at Mark B. Williamson on Facebook. Showcase your talent at Trading Bars.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Our mission today is a deep exploration of a really unique, high-octane corner of the internet.
It really is.
We are diving into the transcripts from the Boss Talk series, streamed live on the Red Pill Rage channel. And this isn't just about reading transcripts. It's more about solving a kind of business and, I guess, a cultural puzzle.
Yeah.
How does a hyper-competitive, emotional, and well, often chaotic online community actually sustain itself?
That is the crucial question, because the entire brand is built around this one specific promise.
Okay.
The channel's name, it's referencing the Matrix metaphor. So that defines the whole theme. The red pill represents the unfiltered, sometimes brutal truth.
An ultimate destination for unfiltered entertainment. I think that's the tag.
That's it. It sets an expectation that everything they deliver, even the drama, is the raw reality of the scene. And our job is to kind of see where the reality ends and the performance begins.
Right. So let's unpack this high wire act. We are going to focus on three interconnected areas. First, we need to map out the surprisingly sophisticated business structure of this rapidly expanding online battle rap league scene.
Right.
Second, we'll analyze the real conflicts and the surprising emotional labor required to keep the competition so fierce.
And it is fierce.
And finally, we'll look at the eclectic, rapid-fire mix of cultural content they use to keep the audience locked in, even when the battles stop.
Let's get into the structure, because I think that's where the paradox really starts.
The entire operational center seems to be powered by one central figure, Dev.
Right.
He is simultaneously the CEO and owner of the Guerilla War Zone Battle League, GWZ.
And he manages artists, promotes shows.
He's an active rapper and poet himself. I mean, that's an intense level of wearing multiple hats and, frankly, a huge potential for conflict of interest.
It is, but I think those overlapping roles are precisely what allows him to command this ecosystem. What's fascinating is that Dev has positioned GWZ not as some isolated thing, but as like the hub of a collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
The transcripts show them actively working with leagues like Royal Echelon, Street Talk Battle League, Rap Attack, Final Stage, and No Love Lost.
But if these leagues are all collaborating, where does the chaos and drama we hear about actually come from? I mean, usually collaboration kind of dulls the competitive edge.
And that's where the business philosophy steps in. So Dev explicitly states, these alliances aren't just, contracts. They're built on a shared vibe and togetherness.
A vibe.
The goal isn't corporate dominance, it's synergistic growth. His core ethos is professional mentorship. It's about making people feel appreciated and valued for their work and their worth. He literally promises, when I'm up, we up. I got y'all.
And the incentive he's offering is access to bigger platforms.
Exactly.
So when you say bigger platforms, you're talking about the established major leagues in the battle rap world, right?
That's it. We're talking about places like URL, the Ultimate Rap League, or King of the Dot. Those are the professional destinations. Dev positions himself as the conduit, proving that his league is structured enough to get you to that next level.
And that's a massive incentive for new talent.
Huge.
It sounds incredibly tight and structured, which is, Well, it's surprising given the raw energy of the content.
It is surprisingly non-amateur. They are running a tight ship. They're constantly scouting. They have separate group chats organized for different divisions and personalities.
Which I imagine is a full-time job right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
Managing artistic temperament is a huge part of it. And they're set up on multiple platforms like StreamYard to enhance revenue and reach. The operational backbone is solid because the drama they monetize is so fragile.
And that brings us to the actual cost of managing that fragility, the promoter role. The transcripts reveal Dev and others, like Rita, are doing what sounds like impossible emotional labor. They describe the promoter's job as a job within the job in the job.
And that it requires a lot of patience. The description is so telling. They are not just booking venues or scheduling battles. They are functioning as a psychiatrist, a brother, and even a dad to these highly emotional artists.
Think about what that means. They are the emotional shock absorbers. They're what's necessary to contain and direct all that artistic volatility.
Precisely. So the promoter's job is basically to manage the egos and the personal lives of the performers.
And ensure that personal drama stays available, right? So it can be repurposed for the content stream, but it can't derail the entire operation.
Exactly. It's an exhausting tightrope walk. They have to constantly mediate, soothe, and motivate, because the moment those emotions spill over in an authentic, uncontrolled way, that's the most valuable content they have.
Yeah.
But if it burns the bridges, the business collapses.
Okay, here's where that volatility really shows up, in the long-running historical conflicts that fuel the views. Let's talk about the beef involving GWZ and that established, older entity associated with...
Right.
This isn't just friendly rivalry, it feels like an institutional war.
It's a classic underdog story versus the established power structure. The older league they view GWZ as inferior. They specifically accuse Dev's league of only getting the leftovers, or the scraps.
And that narrative, that GWZ is just feeding off crumbs, is used as a weapon against Dev's professional legitimacy.
Totally. And the response from the rival league's figurehead is not a public debate, which is unusual for this scene. Instead, what they do is retreat and block everybody, rather than engage in a fair, neutral forum.
So what does that do?
Well, it creates this fascinating dynamic. By refusing to engage, the established figure makes themselves an untouchable villain.
Which only encourages Dev's side to keep taking shots.
Exactly. We see the rival posting actively negative warnings against GWZ, referring to Dev's team as the Ape Squad, and explicitly telling artists not to join. So the beef is meticulously maintained in public because, well, it drives traffic to both sides.
But nothing demonstrates the pure chaos of this culture better than that recent MoFo versus FAFO battle controversy.
Oh yeah, the one that got derailed by misread.
Right. This was a moment where the internal rules they claim to live by just dissolved.
Absolutely.
Oh.
The incident was simple but explosive in this context. MoFo cut off FAFO mid-round during a live stream.
And the professional offense here is enormous.
It's huge, because MoFo had explicitly stated earlier that he couldn't mute his mic and everyone else should be quiet. So he broke his own sacred rule.
And the response was instant. Enter Miss Red, who is clearly known and respected in the community. She has bars, freestyle titles.
Yeah, she's legit.
And she jumped first into the chat, then onto the live stream to deliver this just scathing critique of the lack of professionalism.
Her response was a masterclass in aggressive confrontation.
Right.
And it's why it became viral content. She didn't just criticize, she challenged MoFo directly and spectacularly.
We have the quote right here in the transcripts.
It's incredible. You pick the date, you pick the time, and then you can pick the beat, and I'll let your bitch ass go first.
Wow. And then she dismissed his skills as being less than a 12-year-old.
That is the nuclear option of a diss.
It elevates the conflict from just an administrative issue to a personal grudge match, which guarantees a follow-up battle. That level of spontaneous, high-stakes performance is the currency of the channel.
It is. And that energy requires a release valve. This brings us to the other side of the boss talk content strategy. The eclectic mix of cultural deep dives and trivia they use to pace the show.
Right, to reset the audience after all that intense drama. How do they manage to pull people away from the league drama once the beef starts to burn out?
They switch gears completely
Oh.
into rapid-fire hip-hop history and current events.
They basically become a continuous hip-hop news aggregator.
Exactly. They had a fascinating discussion, for instance, about the upcoming 50 Cent documentary on Diddy titled Sean Combs' Reckoning. And they debated whether 50 Cent's move was next-level petty or rightfully deserved.
And they involve the audience in that judgment.
Always.
Man.
And they went deep into historical weeds, too.
Yeah.
Take the discussion about Max B's dramatic legal situation.
Oh, right. He was originally sentenced to 75 years, which was later reduced to 16.
Yeah, stemming from being allegedly the mastermind behind a murder. But the host brought up a crucial, lesser-known piece of hip-hop history. Max B's writing credit on the chorus and melody for Jim Jones's huge hit, Ballin'.
That's a real nugget of knowledge. That elevates the segment beyond just gossip.
It does. They also covered the classic genesis of the De La Soul and Tupac beef. The transcripts reveal that Tupac misheard, or, mistook De La Soul's track Ego Tripping as a diss aimed at him.
And that's what prompted Tupac to record his scathing Watch Your Mouth diss track.
Right. It shows they're servicing the serious hip-hop fan who appreciates that level of historical context.
But then when your brain starts to cramp from all that history, they use these high-engagement trivia segments as a deliberate kind of mental palate cleanser.
It's smart pacing. It breaks attention and tests the audience's cultural knowledge. They just drop pop culture trivia in between serious discussions.
Facts like, what, the shark hunting boat in Jaws was the orca?
Right. Or verifying that the iconic "you talking to me" line comes from Taxi Driver. And, of course, reminding everyone that the Dance and Rocky Horror Picture Show is the time warp.
It proves they can entertain on multiple fronts.
For sure. And the ultimate litmus test for their promise of unfiltered truth is the reaction content.
They had that whole segment reacting to a loyalty test video. The girlfriend tests her boyfriend, Albert, because his social media explore pages are full of girls.
That kind of content testing authenticity is perfectly aligned with the red pill ethos. And the response from the hosts has to be equally unfiltered, which leads to one of the most explicit moments we found in the transcripts.
Yeah, the segment concluded with a shocking sign-off referencing Boss Chuck just ate your pussy episode 33.
Right.
The shock value isn't accidental then. It's confirmation to the listener that they are truly getting the most extreme, boundary-pushing reaction possible. It validates the channel's brand promise.
Exactly. The channel lives up to its promise of being utterly raw, high energy, and pushing those boundaries, which, it brings us full circle to the paradox we mentioned at the start.
The meta-commentary on content creation itself.
Yeah.
Because throughout all this, the hosts are constantly reminding the audience that the internet is fake. They'll tell you the creators are often up here to get paid or are using a script, just like professional wrestling.
This is the genius move. They admit the rules of the game while simultaneously demanding that their players take the game seriously. The core advice they consistently give listeners is crucial.
Don't let online drama consume you.
Right. Focus on real life and the grind outside of your phone. They draw a hard philosophical line between the performed chaos and the real-world hustle required to be successful.
They believe that the performance should be rooted in actual skill. They share a strong collective conviction that talent and the quality of work matter more than vanity metrics.
More than views, subscribers, or popularity. Look at their critique of rapper 6ix9ine. They argue that he was only hot because of the people around him, specifically naming 50 Cent, before he did extra shit.
Implying that he rode on others' talent before resorting to pure shock tactics.
Exactly. And this reinforces Dev's underlying GWZ philosophy. The ultimate goal is to build talent that can transcend the online hype.
And finally, they connect that performance anxiety back to real-world experience. For any aspiring performer dealing with the high pressure of live performance, they offer blunt, practical advice on overcoming stage fright.
Dev's own anecdote is a great example of the extreme measures used to conquer that anxiety. He recalled breaking his own stage shyness by getting high as hell and drunk before a show.
And then imagining the audience was either naked
or just a whole bunch of clones of himself. It's advice that recognizes the psychological barrier and offers a radical, if maybe unconventional, solution.
So what does this all mean? We've analyzed the unique complexity of the online battle rap business, held together by one singular multi-hyphenate CEO. It's constantly fueled by bitter personal conflicts and strategically balanced by cultural deep dives and explicitly unfiltered commentary.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the entire economic and cultural engine of the Red Pill Rage channel is successful because it has mastered the monetization of chaos. That's what it is.
Curated chaos.
Curated chaos. It sells the passionate, hyperdramatic belief in realness and unfiltered truth, even though its creators are the first to tell you the digital environment they operate in is fundamentally performative and, fake.
So, in a digital landscape where authenticity is treated as the ultimate currency, how does a successful community built on fiercely calling out lies and delivering the truth sustain itself when its biggest, most openly discussed secret is that the internet is not real?